Yarama say mama kwa by na ya hia ye di nkomo Ghana ebeye o minor we ya ba ya mana ye de ya wo bia ebe fili obi abedidi peche wabra wo man no ayeye ede ama ye nyina esanse emre no ano eni ye nyina no ye keka ede abom ama enuoma atumi akoso ya mamu nyina kwa babiem eba Gumbe show dwumadi so ena edei ya trase ye ba ya babedi nkomo ene nkomo ye babedi ne doso Dr. Mamudu Bawomiya de aba betu dwase ene wo fro taxi a e wo se lorry fare no wudi bi ka ho Asasa wo ba betua VAT e de aka o lorry fare no ho se no wo fro Uber e wo se o lorry fare no wudi bi ka ho asasa VAT e ba be ye adwuma e de aka ho wi ye no e de frimu a na nadu Danquah Akufo do akwakosi dan e de kai Dr. JB Danquah mfaso ben e na won so e de magana wo sadefo Dr. Nkrumah mpo o mampani Akufo do ama yankai no enkomo ne doso ena na yabobo no aso so a ye de esomo e wo Gumbe show dwumadi so ene wo jana no ba yase na emu bepi Facebook no aye TV XYZ o Facebook wo jana me ho a ana simanim no mekai comment ni nyina ade amamo eti drop comment fato so na menkai memfa emawo na ye monkomo e ya se video no mame me twa me ho aba ne aba betrase ne ye di nkomo kai se mema wa frɛ ne wa kyerɛ wa dwen so me ba isi ya
wa fi hwe sama ye wodina we e mema ne hu se ye ka no wasam wo ka sa papa kesi ya no ba ha na ne nase atata ya okasa no de nsa katana no
but we didn't say sa papa no
mate de mo kan nyina Spanish garlic mixture and then the capsules adawroma and na mama pomudine sa no
wow why you nice ankasa Spanish garlic mixture and then the capsule
eboa mo boje dia afrisane wo nipadua no mu na aboa sisasabro anwotutuo hypertension ete cholesterol so obi otadwo so ntentem pa gas gina wo yam e ma akora amane amuhunu ma fichi kromo nyina atuatwa obi akora wadware wie no afre na ne ho ye ne hene
enti aso Spanish ginkgo capsules ana
Spanish ginkgo eno de ye nwa no watwe free ginkgo biloba any soya oil mu emma wadwemo so da ho
Martin say yes say anti-aging and am good retentive memory
na ye to ne hene
Antec Herbal Center for and enya na pharmacies chemical herbal shop apemfu abato mo manufo no kwada wo ne mfedu mienu enka ho FDA agi edwedie nkrato yi.
Best Wine is your one-stop wholesale and retail outlet for all your original favorite brands of wine, liquor, champagne at unbeatable prices. You can get discounts of up to 15% off. We provide customized solutions for your events with our event planning and catering services. Buy your well-stocked hampers from us at great prices. Best Wine is also a major distributor of ex-natural mineral water. Locate us at number 34 Norte Nyanchi Street, Jowulu, or call 050-761-3900 for delivery or for more inquiries. Best Wine, caliber of wine and liquor at its best.
If I cry na menyisika, etia ye mefui.
Ehinfa pa na menya bosia e dia tre medwuma yimu
kai kra mabre me ye bosia ato taxi fufu Suhum Rural Bank
Yema mwakwa baba Suhum Rural Bank ye won hwehwe ahodo bi te se dwadifo abosia ekokro bosia susu account and that's all our savings account me bada chain savings account and the keka home. Suhum Rural Bank was 03422919896. Now one so what to me aka say.
Suhum Rural Bank ama ene mayeka owner.
Suhum Rural Bank enti me pa minie.
Suhum Rural Bank, growing our heritage.
Benua Kofi adenti na woda empamude entoma akyekere ho saa ade wo nkwa adwuma na Opon, Doctor Simenya malaria o mi moja mu. Mi hunem nyina so ayemre. Afei nso to me nidi.
Oh, sir, kafra minia. Ade wonte remela mixture enkana. Sorry, na yenko pharmacy enko pebi.
Me dasi menua opon. So mi mwe na men sorry.
Me mamu akwaba na eya semben.
Me pawchow mami redeemer heba adro bi remela mixture ne animonyam mixture. Sabano adra yedi 2 a 3D yadi ase eno ane remela mixture adro yi 2 malaria ase neku na hwe ebia na koko ene haw me kanfo animonyam mixture maw kai se eno yi nyema oba pemfo oba orema abofra nofo ana akwada onya emfie dumienu enupa nyina efri Redeemer Herbal and Research Center asoye Upebiata ko Okanshi Drug Lane and a pharmacy any herbal shop bia ewo Ghana. Ubetimi afre 0544 429 083 and 0245 014136. Kai say FDA agi edwadie kratoi atum.
Very good. And they will be feeling what. And one of the days will be feeling. Because a programmer me ankasa me feeling. No kuremu and say wadaro majani mu Facebook Power 979 FM. Ebia wu frifie ana wonim wo bi a share link no fama no na one share program no na one drop on a comment na men kan bi emfa emawo mo amode de e ba nyina so no making kan nyina e de amamo nti ebra no so a making kan magimre na makan nyina nti join me na share video no na yemuvu enkomo nyina no say ayanansanya na Dr. Mamadou Boamah beka kire Ghana fo nyina say wamo akreti enyuma over 2.2 million jobs at the Ghana fo na enyuma Dr. Mamadou Boamah eka so makreti no Ostatiya and the ministries yasa enyuma no a omakreti no ewo na Sauma Kaya Alan John Wodu Dr. Mamadou Boamah Ekasaye Efa Enuma ho na John Wodu kan say enhyehyeye yedi agu akwan mu no abetomre bi no dese ye krani pa emomo ba be ye adwuma ewo Ghana ala kodwa tramaten kabi Dr. Mamadou Boamah so makreti enyuma over 2.2 million ewo Ghana ha million Ghana for asempetia mama yenhwe video we na ya melding common famfree ho ya mresia
na adwuma ya ba be ya no yakopon bie kwa ma ya esise ya de ba no ya be ma adwuma abo wo Ghana amo aka obia da fananga na ewira enti made se ya be de ba no
na se dwuma asem na ye ka new patriotic party programs are ye diegu ho no ebedu baabi no ye be kra nkofo afiama no ne no mo be ye dwuma ho Ghana amani amofamu no miaminim dodo na modwuma na gu miaminim dodo na modwuma no ayedan agu sese obi a wa wadwuma no anse wuye enya wo photo yen ye say a business for aba na aba and say mo a sabio munwuma no ansiye no ye ni so ade enwa e ka ya no en sise a ade adwuma no baba no say ya nwiri nyina afei na mo ba behu ye adwuma ebebu wa Ghana.
The economy is going to grow and grow and grow, and we will have jobs and jobs and jobs. This is the economy of Nana Addo Danquah Akufo-Addo and the MPP. The future is bright. The future is bright under Nana Akufo-Addo and the MPP.
Jokers of all times, comedians of all times, they are a bunch of hypocrites. Nyachomfo, woman kanokre. Nanado say, enyuma bebu, bawamia, si ajuma bu. Alan say, a friend ajuma naba. John Ward so be credit per from anone abeye adwuma wo Ghana. Many anom enyuma no wan. Enyuma no wan. Enyuma no awo hemfa. Asamwa bawamia samba kata Ghana for ne say. NDC for the wo create unemployment. Na NPP aba be create employment. Yentie bawumia.
That is there. So, at the end of the day, you can say your economy is bigger than the human economy. So, what is now? This is in the area of jobs. How many jobs are moving creating America? You said NDC for a long time. They were creating unemployment. They were not creating jobs. And yes, sir, they were graduate unemployed associates. They were creating unemployment. Not jobs in people. We should data in and say jobs data. We will say MPP 2.1 million jobs. 2.1 million jobs. 975,000 were private sector, 1.2 million public sector. Verifiable, identifiable jobs. The data is clear.
That is Bawumia. Nipa baako a wono no kura bo nsa ho. Sanokura eye aduro na Bawumia yare. Na wo de no kura edi gu pania mu de wono a ebepie. Sanokura I am telling you, no kure any sama in abrabum. Na enkomano baby ayedeni. Just recently, Anna Mahmoud Bawumia Bekata Ghana for say, Wama created in Nkrumah over 2.2 million. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia kasa asem ni epe. And a Ghana Statistical Service. Pania wadan wa your friend Samuel Kwabena anim. And swaba bontiaba catcher Ghana for say. Dear Bawumia Kano is a lie. Nipa 1.7 million in the Juma wa Ghana. Bawumia say Oma create a Nkrumah more than 2.2 million jobs. Ghana Statistical Service, boss, I say it's a lie. Ghana from Abunu more than 1.7 in Yajuma. Mama Yemisa say, Sabawamia creating Nkrumah. What are the jobs? Mogu Nkrumah more than 4 million. And Amusima creating 2 million. Mobile banking sector cleanup. You collapsed over 4 million jobs. Our banking sector clean up now. You collapsed over 4 million jobs. More you need more than 3 million from a Jumam. Yeah, no banks. Now they were dependent. No depending on banks and also. Or could loan or their business. And no not to fear. And when you could grab a bontibe chantro and ya Ghana for say, ma creating Nkrumah. Mama Yankokotie Ghana Statistical Service. Pania wadano na yentie sama wade tu yenim.
although we're not going to divulge the private information, we're going to keep it confidential. We are aiming at disaggregating. That is why now a lot of our analysis, we are going below the regional level. Hitherto, we end at the regional level and it doesn't really help. But now we are even prepared to do district level analysis and locality level analysis to help policymakers and development partners do the right targeting. With a collection of GPS coordinates, that analysis is pretty straightforward.
And Komano, Mammy Rabbi and Komano Babaya than enough for me, Janone. And then Usre the kind, because a ne, a Janobe fire. Ha! Wamana Yatimuno Nipanya Kala. Wamana Yatimuno Nipanya Kala. Eti Bawamiani ni MPP. And to me, Takia say, as yet Yatikon Croweno. Medula Oblongata Binem. Amamu nyoma say Jamebia adunia ya de jeneno yanibi na mukwa na mojene mini anum Ghana fo eno amini mu di nkomo akyere mo say wo mayi motri CEO ya CEO no obehwa yie so woni pawu a obeje permit wo kosie na obeje permit wo de ne to kam obeje permit eno aye ni pomayi no aside that no ene Bawamia saba beka sembi na eno na ehu mama jana ni bianti asem we America ne nani ye wo ya driver ni atie ni ye wo ya passenger atie ni ye asanse asem we no aba no enyo ba akofo de ya enkomo ni nyina no say NPP aban aka say they will not go to IMF today or IMF tomorrow. Woman kwa IMF ne anko IMF tena because of me bia woko IMF no wa mismanage the economy and na ye pachaw se IMF ebe grant yen omo se da no matena se ni ehu say se woman nya sika ni woman nya sika nyare wiem woman nya sika ni bone woman nya sika nye no ma hodo akeka ho anu ti in other way sabia be yo metumi nya sika ade de bone dia breki sa inshamhunu 8 no wo kan wasem no awasa wo sa toto Ghana fo botombiem they started with levy amfa wo mo de bola tax aba wo mo de COVID-19 tax aba wo na nsanya no wo mo sa de another one e de aba be to so enu ye na tie fofora abebom woni pa bia wa Ghana ha asem wo ya me kan nei you are part and parcel of this information. Obia wafruka and Ghana ha, you are part of the project. Tian Komono and Komonini. Number one, any say Dr. Mamadou Bawumia say and taxi drivers be abanaho. Taxi drivers without identity. Taxi drivers without names. Now some taxi drivers in a banakate. I know na man yes say uba adwuma no abani ntino ama taxi fo adwuma say tie nkomo no ama taxi fo adwuma say na sa taxi adwuma na asay no one person obo omo na omo nso atumi e compete with Uber Yango Shaizi ene ne yakeka ho okay san nkomo na dia na ekwan be no be faso anya ne wo create app bi awie na sa app no a wo mo create no sa app no wo mo create no wo mo ba start pilot projects we mo the taxis a e wo Ghana ha nyina no e de ba beto so ba they are starting with Greater Accra it almost started with taxi a e wo Greater Accra region nyina no wo mo de nyina beto sa app no so. Let me tell you the reason why Bawumia is planning to do this. I was planning it. Say Tia Bawumia Ria. Na enkomonini. Samamudu Bawumia aya junipa. Edward did say Jumanwa. And Kabonini. But Metro won't say. I dream money. Akabawumia. Yentian Sama Bawumiaka.
Drivers came to see me in my office. And one of their major problems that they presented to me and my team, they said, look, our business is collapsing. I said, what is the problem? They said, now we have Uber. And many people are not taking taxis as before. You know, people want to feel safer and for other reasons, so they will rather call Uber and bring us. So,
tactic. Wow. Well, yeah, tactical crumfo. Tactical crumfo. Me pacho, me video nancy. Se wutie ensam no aman ne kanoa. Tactically. Wo planio. Se woni wo bia wanya. When we are storyteller, I'm only crumfo. San wo di ni juma. I'm only crumfo. San wo di ni juma. When we say we started assembly from baby, or say or one office, and the taxi drivers be tien common wa bono tien ye. Now the biggest liar in Ghana is talking. Say your boy be a basua, and you have been a demand who Google for now. What don't know with that award? Yeah, you man a plaque as the biggest liar in Ghana. Now concerning the whole Ghana, one a year champion ata, Mamudu Bawumia, and was Tatia. What planning trono netian komani ye me wa me office and a taxi driver si bi ba ho and almost say me ya dwuma agu and obi say adan aba ne sai and almost say no ya wo Uber enti ama ya dwuma no agu enti amwayan ama dwuma no ankoso very good one day yan toaso e doctor and a ye dem biem.
They will rather call Uber and bring us. So Uber is taking our business. So how can you help us? So we sat down with my team and said, okay, how do we help our taxi drivers compete with the Uber drivers so that they can also be like Uber?
Yabaya den yaboye taxi drivers no. No more so to me a Juma say Uber so that they can compete with Uber. Hey, Mamudu Bawumia do a children to how Akuanu to me fremu me say Dr. Mamudu Bawumia Juma pa what's a wayan wagana han say I was a script writer for movies. Dr. Mamudu Bawumia can resurrect Ghana movie industry. I swear God. Dr. Mamudu Bawumia with the kind of lies, yeah, what can and trauma new can won. Dr. Mamudu Bawumia can resurrect Ghana movie industry back to life because what the pain is a purpose. So now I see what the creativity and trauma journey and the true movie are. Obey you know. Just say America kraba have a jisini kokoyi. Me na me catch now. Stories in here, my name Bomadin Papa. Say and throw. Calculated one. So say no, Omarie. And to drivers and ban one nabedin Comarie. And to Shishana na say, a combine or do a mobile faso. Doc, young quay.
We set the team to work. And so the task was to digitize the operations of our regular taxis, just as you have with Uber. I'm happy to say that that work has now been completed.
I am happy to say that that work has now been completed. And to a real taxi for app. What about digitizing taxi? Maybe tell me the reason why this man is telling you all this lies. Obi obabi obakasa dem papa mi ewo bawomi etin wayasa. No, it is not true. What about Facebook na join me. What join me on Facebook na share video no fama me. Share video no fama me. Very good. Share video no mame. Na drop down your comment and comment me ko. Eti fa comment bra. So when it dey akọ so ho sa mame okay. One source say we use software no. Omawie eti omawie no ade ya no mo ba beye don ko ba den
And in the next couple of months, we will be able to place our taxis, at least in Greater Accra to start with, all on an Uber-like platform. And you
in a couple of months, Bible so many no so many ensa eda yenim no. Womo de taxis a ewo enkran ha nyina at the better sa platform no so. Tie na nhwehwe ban ene ye befa ho. Enkrofo bi na aba wo ho. Eti ankanya hwe kura no, enkrofo ne de ye de beto so. Obi aba wo ho. Okay. Pawuri ama ho. Concerned drivers ama ho. True drivers ama ho. Ayi yabama mu kuo de ane Charles Dansumu de wa mo ma wo ho. Ayamrantia bi no maba wo ho. Ani anka wasawo de wa mo de no ani ya piloting. Na se eboa nanka obi ade no ho abagim. Ano kura no willingly. Ano kura no anka you test GPRTU. Safa wo driver start me here. Sabetumi yakoswa. But when you ba omiya na create sa app no, eti app no eba omiya app. Eti wonu na do amu ba beguso. Taxi drivers anomaka. When the Greater Accra region taxi drivers e wo ha, e de ba beto so. Fine. Na ke wo wi anu wa wie. Mama yentie adwene bia mu a, e wo ni tim ka ho. Mama yentie no.
We'll be able to call them just like you call Ubers to your homes and all of that. It's a practical solution to a practical problem. And that is the sort of thing we as politicians should be focusing on, dealing with problems of our people. And there's more actually coming, but this is not the forum. I think we are attacking everybody. Trotros will come later on, VIP buses, Ayalolo, Metro Mass. The whole public sector is going to go on, and private sector transport is going to go on what we call a tap and go system. It's, when you go to England, they have...
Very good. What see we are attacking? See a policy no? Policy no? I attack crowd. Crowd attacking. We are attacking. And to attack everybody on board. We are attacking traitors. Where we are, no akokia. Among Fakagono, no akobidia fuano. He is going to attack everyone onto the system, and it's an attack. It's an attack, but when I say attack, tie NPP fuani wudin koma, bubrafuni muo na policy no ena moka no. Afa ma me tell me the reason why me say eye dangerous no. The main reason why eye dangerous no say abana trust ni who say they are not getting the money e was munya from IMF. Enti digital cars no womo baba start at the VAT and the free womo ho. Na sa wo fro car no a sika no wo betua as passenger no wo ma calculate etunya order car no a fare no a wo behunu no ya calculate ene wo VAT nyina e de aka ho ene da so. So this is it. Most of the boy me pamcha fanto so me yankan. Me pamcha policy ni VAT will now be charged on Uber and a Uber service fee. Now, please note that in accordance with changes to the VAT law in Ghana, Uber BV has become VAT registered and is required to charge VAT on its services. This means that from 8th May, on the 4th, and it will try a 5th, or try a Friday 5th. So from Monday, which is 8th May, the payment system or the payment statement you receive will show a VAT charge on Uber service fee at the rate of 21.9%. Munina homame. Mama yanshadi we. Womo say from Monday ekono uba bia wo ba fa bia no 21.9% ewo free no so tie enti charges bia baba bia no aban ne bete tax na tax no we breaking it down. The VAT charge or the VAT charge comprises the 15% VAT rate. Enti yebenti kai atew out of 21.9% no emo 15% there a official VAT rate wamote 2.5% a national health insurance levy rate yomote 2.5% biem a Ghana educational trust fund levy your friend get fund and also no ombete and 1% a COVID-19 sa sika yagu mami mubum 2.5% a health insurance etu wobio woni bio ofroka no a yebete e wo lorry fame. Number 2 Nana Danquah Kufuado Owura Rollins and get fund at the buy see am fancy schools yam fan top desk yam fan kwada school ntade yam fan mu books ama enkwada mu mafia entumi nkoso Nana Danquah Kufuado and the south for 2 away and yakosi awa for 15 years. What the yakosi awa for 15 years. Eti Nana Danquah Kufuado say ene ufru uba ufru nyango ufru taxify ufru sazi ufru all the online cars wabati 2.5% and yakotua bosia no a wakodi in the name of get fund and this cano what ya kotua. The next one aya COVID-19 yade na bae no kafra COVID-19 yade na bae no yada so bonsa e wo ho enti ufruka ni ate COVID sika no 1% and you free lorry fare mu see ya the COVID yade mimi anum Ghana for wanti ana bawamia dia base I was set taxes in no eba sa system no so said ya beya sika we on benya kwanyate akromfo in the highest places was Uber will remit the VAT charge to the Ghana Revenue Authority as part of our commitment to comply with Ghanaian tax law. Should this change in the future, we will inform you. For more information on VAT, please visit the GRAS website. We urge you to please complete your tax profiles by providing your tax identification number if it exists. If you have not already done so, to ensure you receive tax complement invoice. Please note that we do not expect your overall earnings to be impacted following the introduction of the VAT charge. We value your use of our services and encourage you to continue driving with B2S1 I see. Okay, driving with, period. That's the end. Where your Ghana Revenue Authority for no madiaba. Anunti sa policy went no. And about what me and say, I was a taxi, tro, Uber, VIP, and you know to me bus system no so no to me to the tax. Wow, economic say I'm worried Nkrumah tactical Nkrumah the policy no. It was said that catcher say taxi drivers mean about ho. But the truth of the matter never say this is the agenda. Etienne, we are passenger now kofroka. We are jedini ofroka no pa. So ofroka se miensa. We bet your taxes miensa. We ofroka se for. We bet ya. Ka biya ba fru biya no. Wutia, but they want to pilot the project with taxi. And sana maba trotro. And sana wamade the akano the aso so they want to start it from Greater Accra region. Many of them Ghana for. I am telling you the truth. Say, woman Penny Kufuado is desperate for money. You are the Nanado is not planning so pesika wa de be your man yo. Wa pesika de be jari wiem because wa traga na hate, wo tu kwate. Be na wo twemienu ni won tu kwa ne ho keka no, ne ho afu ntaban, ne ho keka no, wo pa kwanya tu kwan, etu wo pesika wa de betuo. Wa man ni gu. Wa man na say. Ensamuru wa ya ekosui. Bisi mrebio. Wabra sajo fo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah tetere Ghana. Ama man na kwaso no. Na JB Danquah gina kwanchan. Asai wo sajo fo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Na wasai wo sajo fo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. What you say? Woman pani akufo do je Ghana fo sika. Mo hensem hunu a wode kwa kodie, mo hade we. Mo yanko Someone penny okufo do seka sika ni wi a ade a de sika ne kwa ya ni be yi atrɛw ade a yema penny okufo de sika ne kwa ya no say what the sika ne kwa si JB Danquah Memorial Center mini am Ghana-fo mami yem someone penny okufo do say one ban was say boss of Ghana-fo here for ne sika fo aye pe no wakaso be sit down there see ho and the bush ni akogum ni ama JB Danquah no. That was not the policy. But me no kasei. Woman pani akufo do kosi dan with Chebi. Adan e fear adan ya sister center. Makum more than 10 on a compound. And yes sisi ni ho. See a JB Danquah Memorial Center. Na JB Danquah bra papa be no born Ghana. You will see a paja taxpayers' money. And the question dying, this is the building. Well, be happy. Who Facebook has a video money. This is what a Kufado is using taxpayers' money for. When you see JB Danquah Memorial Center, the adults was no harm friend on Toso. JB Danquah Memorial Center, when you see Sunday way, say young Fanny and Kaya dying. And famano. Na do Danquah Kufado. And that is the policy. Minianum asafem edano esisi plato no so say more than 10. Omani say more than 10 in remembrance of Obia one more brapa e Ghana ha. You kwato topa yeso ani babeku ayo sajo for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. JB Danquah ya the taxpayers money yakosi dai see ya de kano. Wa bra hebe bia Ghana fo eda. It is a damn way, yes, see, and as I can Ghana Madamua and cannot sing. And now, Ghana this year the mountain. Ghana ma at the mountain. Go to Kwame Nkrumah Circle, Kwahewa ni Swadie. Kwadakuma Circle Station, Kwahewa ni Swadie. Kwagoblosi, Kwashiwa ni Swadie. Kwatama Station, Kwahewa ni Swadie. Ghana mrantie ne mabawa ade da mountain na sa mrantie we da mountain wi a no akofro ka ne ya de tax ne de akosi dan ade ya ma JB Danquah kwatenem JB Danquah wawuo ne furumpo look at where Ghana for ade da hwe overhead na so no mo ha de we ya cycle e hona mrantie ne de da e hona mo de da o that is the place. You sit down the books and you're coming for JB Danquah and look at where our boys and girls are sleeping. Abanya wani yani swadi hunu. Abanya wani yani swadi hunu. Wasi JB Danquah Memorial Center. Wabra Ghana mrantia ne mabawa. The youths at the mountain team mrantia guwe. Shobiko no ma wontuo no kese nanajo yankoma kuronwa. They will follow you. Wabebo utiakum. Because on super baby ada na kufo do sisi adan more than 10 rooms abrosan ye so and when I abrosan we top and down abrosan side ye sisi e makumaku 10 and si ho e makumaku 10 de sisi ho we sisi ni say makumaku 10 and sisi ho JB Danquah Memorial Center and a Ghana mrantie ne mabawa e de da mountain so okọ circle mugugu wase kotokuo Obekasa bottle, you should be part of them. The Nkrumah Cycle Station, Okoda kuma cycle station. Girls no, you will cry. Obia kutaboto. What? JB Danquah. Na JB Danquah kwa no ehwan. Mo he JB Danquah wuye, mo he. Mo he JB Danquah wuye no mo he no. For JB Danquah wo to so. No mo say JB Danquah was nobody. One other hono. Wo was one prison. Wo planning coup. So to a Sunday for Dr. Nkrumah. When my mother share ku Flagstaff House. That is the man called JB Danquah. One other hono. John mo Facebook na share video mama. This is the man called JB Danquah. One other hono say one prison wo da hono eno no. What that sorry called adwuma so. That is JB Danquah. And this man called JB Danquah. And you not just say anything about Nkrumah yes and Ghana ha. This is the man. Simon Yawadaha. One Kuford was dying. So they can know Nemrati and Maba Watias no muda overhead bridges. And this man called Kuford thinks say it's enough for him to destroy the nation. It is Simon one who down with friend JB Danquah. What do you see then we are they can know? Minianum. Ebrano ko anka wosem ne mam fire na mo fa JB Danquah wa bra ye kwakwase no no mo fa no fa to so ma me na me phone line so to na me microphone frɛ me ne yam nkomo JB Danquah yie no mo fa to so ma me wa bra ye kwase JB Danquah wo wu someone prison JB Danquah wu someone prison JB Danquah wo wu someone prison. Na mate wa wo hame ebere na so sa obeba na so waba be fire o saje for Dr. Nkrumah na ya senator no betrase ya be bonkomo factories and Nkrumah sisi ye ya dinya de begu so amahwebi ya no mo saje for Dr. Nkrumah be ye no Ghana ha na JB Danquah ma we hu anto no na mo ye kutu no ni akosida de ka no ni abade the taxpayers money and the JB Danquah Memorial Center yami betu tri am kapa and ya dream money am wo fa Ghana for and you think this or mine belongs to you et di am pa and am beye JB Danquah and you me danyame ase so Oheneba Boamah me concern prison me ba life manwu JB Danquah ko ho ntumi ameki JB Danquah wo concern prison want to be ameki but me concern prison me ba life Makwaba, but JB Danquah ye wuye. Numbers in the good screen is no. So say drivers, passengers, what for car you be do tax? You calculate a lot of hun what ya. The whole Ghana or be started with Accra. And yeah, the whole Ghana must start it. What from you and TNTM 30 seconds and chiame because what chiame maybe so deal baby akasa free. When you get ya no fire, TV no be one of my volume number from free TV no near mo komo. Numbers in the good screen is no 0204 155 888 0204 155 888 and 0204 155 944 0204 155 944. Hello, good evening. Kafra. What to me and so. Hello, good evening.
Evening.
Bako with you, baby. I can say free.
Yeah, FM Oliver Twist, Central Region.
Oliver Twist, Central Region. Fire me uncle.
Hey, Monsieur, and you make customer many Japan. Now, Mam Penny, a good father, lady, and you near India the catcher. You near India the catcher. Yamu do sham a capan, you want my. So I just said, one in them call for my planning. So Ghana, only good Ghana any mass and no good for the Yamu sham a carrier. I just did a flow good animal say that year Yamu sham a canal with your buyers. You what I say, Papa, Yamisrao. What about 30 seconds? Papa, no be directed. Hello, good evening. Hello, yeah, good evening.
Would you be a Kasafri?
From Salam, Kasafita Kadi.
Be at your salon.
Hello. But from Salam, Kasafita Kadi.
Me part of Maton Kamienti or Minia.
Me say akofare de oya no Ghana na officer say no nti ene hwe e beka
me da say papa hello Saloma with the free takra de with the buy fire me enko ententem tientiam ente kra hello me pacho di baby akasa free
Bajo from Benjamin.
Okasa free
Hello. Ben Takradi
Benjamin mi entio. Benjamin wo tie me wo TV no so a e be delay tie me wo ba tie me wo phone no so en tie me wo TV no so. Hello, good evening, we dey baby akasa free. Very good. Me say en tie me wo TV no so. Tie me wo phone no so fa phone to loudspeaker. Oba tie me nka wo so. Wo tie me TV no so e be delay. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Line no Ajamosa 0204155888. Within baby akasa free.
The kasa free you akufa do ne papa kan na omuye ku no meboa.
Okay, want to me anyina so. Wadaru ma baby a wo bia no betumi aba. Wo US anase bia baby a bo +233 faso su 233 no. Faso su hello, good evening. Oh, hello, good evening. Me pacho entie me wo TV no so. Wo mobile phone no wo fra me pa na wo dia to loudspeaker. Me piki abate. Wo tie me wo TV no so a ebe delay. Aha. Hello.
Hello.
Me pacho di baby akasa free.
Akasa free kuma ye friend Mr. Rashid Mohammed.
Mr. Rashid Mohammed kuma se bro no benso.
Akasa free economy.
Kono mi entio.
Government here yes think na tem dey Kenya ni say woni na why na just of it because o head e koso na amai ahutra ni pa wo mu dambre ya what na go student dey say we di ma obi say ipa wan be bobra bia no so o metra mu on metra mu ni e mehwe okwa sa kwa na me ne bi hia na ka na won twai mama baba na mama ba why you bend there
mo me da say John Dramani Mahama by the Hobe guest house mama fo akoda ho. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Would you maybe akasa free?
Aje me kasa free and na me friend me schoolboy, but I nam zongo.
Schoolboy, I want you me enti o minia.
Esa, be ba just na MPP on my way there. So yan kambum ni enjai ebi mi MPP ni me den sena me nsama adwin. Na yan cheji adwin ni yan hwe o man nu enko so masa. Enko promo se o man nu. Omo se o man nu. Ete wo hwe adbechi bia ne etu adem adbechi bia ne etu adem masa me na say ne na from business o yanko see ma me short 2024 there inshallah and this ever power e beji 2 minutes from nsem some first tell my way there ya beji
thank you me da say papa ofrefo twa to okura last person and me fa no me fa wi am for ofrefo bia bi hello hello. Okay, over to me after as last person. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Me pato di baby akasa free.
Ba je me do guessum kasi you kuma setafo.
Kuma setafo me enti ominia.
Na go for o me virus ana.
We the typical virus.
Ye huni o say ye huni o mo patre. E tina say na ni omu ye de ya omu de o man be so njem na o ma se man ye hu ne no because omu person omu se be dia e tina say e na say e tina say magu ni nya adwuma nya istefe tax so na mo sa di taxes e bugu ye so ada mo person is there ye nya dey
e say u fro cap and ya tax so
adai o ma na bi aja o ma se na wi ba ye na dey. Yes, or comfortable, ekuro say I thought that
ono so timu bi very good me da say papa me do afre djuma de no say ha ba bia duro no ye kɔ no yakɔ akɔtɔ ade kakra na yahwɛ sɛde enkomo no ebesi akɔ afa kai sɛ maboafo ya omu kura mu adwuma de yi ɛya me de som mo no victory garlic mixture ekutem Spanish garlic mixture and the capsules and Spanish ginkgo capsules ekrom Prostate capsules Johnson Boko Solak and Odiaba Ablekuma West for Kobi Mensa Monto aba mfama no ono sukram Dr. Solomon Solak Natural Clinic so asum and yedi dwumadie e de esomo ene edai oyima setua atrase ye ko antakeba for enro papa mo de aba Spanish garlic mixture and the capsules and Spanish ginkgo capsules. Yakoni yakwakodi hunkomo. Yaba owura sanita no atrase. Ene enkoma wunti bida ena wobete. Nene oja no sede maso ano no. Yede be kwakowie. Yesan emo akwa babiem. Oyima akwa ba.
Ya mo
na boko ne.
Yehowa adom bibi aboko na pacha won so e.
Twedi amponya me adaroma. Yehoye.
Yehowa ase.
Adaroma yeni nkomo emfamfa Spanish nupayon.
Me da se me free Anti-inflammatory center. Yes, Spanish enro, Spanish garlic mixture, Spanish garlic capsules, and Spanish ginkgo capsules. Yen no niya miensa ebi anso den ho. Food and Drugs Authority amaye to me say yen ka adrono ebia dwuma eye enchairman san enti obi area wo yare no ohia Spanish garlic mixture na aboa no atuni yare ase obi nso yare wo yare no ohia Spanish ginkgo capsules na atuni yare ase obi nso yare no ebeboa no se obenya Spanish garlic capsules na atuni yare ase na Enshanka nyamidi se ya dokotafo ne yanim difo no tena ase hunu ya rea hodo any conditions bi a eha Ghana fo na wo mayi mu enromiensa se yenom ne emfamoa esanse ye hwa no enkronkronkronkron ti no yenro no miensa no ebia nsoso yetimi nom bom ema eyeyie eno na ya na ye ka bom sa my friend the 3 powers combined my friend the 3 powers because ebia wo na hoden a wo sa ya rea pepepe Nesan so nipa bakubu ohonomo a o prostate enlargement. Sa nipa krona wasan wo diabetes. Sa nipa krona o hypertension. Me se me bobua bebre. Enu nti no onipa bakubi conditioner owo no. Ya na eyesen kobenum yadronum yensa nyina. Esan se takel niam ahodo bebre ehia wo dipaduem. Enu nti se me kanfo madronum yensa ma wo a se ka conditions ne na hwe na ebeboa wa na wato miensa na bom senso se wasa woto emu baako na wato emu baako na aboa Spanish SPARNIS oto yedro na wobon se okode a ne komu fufuo eda yeto ano ho ena yasan kyro Anti-inflammatory center na twa ne komu ahia eno na kyerese ukita adepa no de toso mienu ebemu wahunu ni se adronu ye enti nomu a ebesa wo yare Spanish garlic mixture eya adronsuo egutu ebofom ebepai mu ye tua so kama na uto adro na bohu Spanish garlic mixture ne se ye de garlic na ho odi ni bi ato ho ena ya san de anka atwade ato ho eniema bi ka ho ewoto anim na odofo me no kasa ine ye nyina ye o smartphones ebi kra TV smart a wutimi check niema wo so mesa so be call Google na wabo health benefits of garlic we are no health benefits of lemon we are health benefits of honey ewo hwesa niema we mi ensan pema me se wo kam ensan ni nyina bom table ni nyina 1111 na ha hoden e woto anim enu nti na me wo akokoduro bi a me ka yare ahodo bebrebe a Spanish garlic mixture dro no edisa afi watemase it's not magic, it's God's work enyankopon adwuma saa na wo kire yen se yenye no enti ahaban enubra ene nioma na yakafra na yede aye Spanish garlic mixture no ebia wode ye ofa nka atwade no a ewa hoden a se yare moawa ebro eba woni peduamu na se wonom a ebo se de be yi sa bro na fi honom ama wa hoden a ekotu nyare wase no akwa animu anka atwade akro na san bo ho ban from infections bibia ye ensane yare ebeba wo minim wa herawam infection ekum nipa kese ntentempa no enye de wo wase de fa ohwenim ana wo home kwamu ana efa wanum eno ne kum nipa ntentem ti na covid ekum nipa bebre no enti odofo se ma wonka atwade na wo properties a etimi fight sa de na nyame ena ma yaye afi ko health benefits of Annie ewo eye niam ahodo bebrebe na ye wufuru minimum wo yefunu dua immune system enti wo mu sesa wo no yedro na ahoden a eboa wo immune system no eniam ayede ye ne emu ba bebre ene wom eno kire se de e build immune system ama sempo yare na dika wo system ne mu dada aduro bia ye de ama wo se fa so yare na no immunity no so ahoden be pagya se de be ya wo be ho betow na wasi wo dada mu sempo yare na boa wo mu a na aboa wo se de be ya aduro a wo nom no ebe suppress sa yare na boa no afiri mu na se ye kese no wa ya bro so na pesa wo twe a ene na ebe boa wo se de be ya ni nyina be firi mu anasasa de boni a ewo mu toxins ewo mu no wo be yi ni nyina afro system ne mu hyanka nyame din se ye dro no kwan ye fa so ye ne use nanotechnology ya echi aduaba ene nneoma mu nsu a nipadua ne hianti e ko mu a enchekra na ahya se ye adwuma na se e ko mu nso a efa se de nyankopon hyehye se ade bi ewe mu MP abonten so ebi fa janemu ebi fa junsomu ebi fa yemfifre mu sa kwan no so ene bema toxins ena fe niema na ewo nipadua mu a emmoa ede yare bebrew anase akye yare no sa kwan no so ne fa fu nipadua mu enka onuma eye normal se de utie no sa na abeye na ye adwuma papa odofo kwakete so a ade abechi no na asa ya bro onan muro mu kra wudi si from crowd ya wom nom Spanish garlic mixture do no mame oho beto wate emfa ne ya wi de bia na afenfan ba ho sa nanse da bi nom Spanish garlic mixture ebeyi sa wo how no afiri ho ye doctor number and the screen so no e 0266 11 41 11 0266 114111 na de tie nie said ye kan what ya say ye nyare mpo ansania no Spanish garlic mixture ne no mo a eboa boye ho ban na pese okotobia e ho hia so be frɛ doctor Ghana hatokro bi eton aduro wo mu no esan say ye FDA approved Ghana Standard Authority approved Mampon Scientific approved Bodina me for approved nso so mawo enti ne bebia be ko bia onye yado no bi tokoto bi ne nom it's just like that won hia sa fe na e be frɛ doctor ana won frɛ doctor won tumi nkoto bi emom bia na wo condition bi nti wo hia apomudi nkyerɛkyerɛ mu ene ye frɛ doctor number no na o frɛ na wanya na sabi oye nipa sa bra me ka se kohwe so butu nkwala hu omo ye homework wanya ne sanso obeye agabone wo so otete nkwala no wo yere so ne ne bon komo hwe se de nkwala ntete osan ye pani oda adwuma no ebre bi beso a so hwa nkontabuo aduo ne papa yem akodu ana ni nyina wo hwe nti wo ne me ya adwen se nye bre bia na afre na obefa nti obete wadeje mu ana da bi ne number ne san ye WhatsApp nti bibi e ha wo no sa wo frɛ na wo amfa ko WhatsApp na ka wasam ni nyina gu ho utumi twero nso a type ni nyina gu ho doctor hwe anaso otie a obema wo muaye na what share the say teach you say wonum yedro no saudi to anum kankan halitosis ana sa udware wi ana so kan ho ana ho keka no wo hia sa wo be frɛ doctor eno no ba no Spanish garlic capsules and this Spanish garlic mixture ni mienu abom wo hia garlic na ho de no more enti wo ba no mienu na bom na sa wonum a beboa wo yedro yiye okọ baby a ye de enhabanuro ema yafo ewo ya abrofo aya resabia na baby de orthodox ena tete na yenim na enne won mo hyase e de enhabanduro papa bi etese Spanish ena mo use wo ho ane tinensen na wunya capsules ne bi ntowo ho ai say de nyame adom e bi abakrom sa wo ya drugstore ana pharmacy shop ana wutu ne duduo muton ana health facility also ya wo de herbal medicines e ma yarefo na wo pese wonya ya duro no bi na wo de supplier eno no men frɛ doctor e mo betimi afrɛ Uncle George e wo sa number we so na one no abonkomo na waboa wo se de be ya de wo hwehwɛ no wonsa e beka bi me de Uncle George number no be ma se de be ya wo benya no na one no abonkomo number no 0244 92 33 04 0244 92 33 04. Uncle George number. O friend no a Mr. O pe baako ana mienu a ko area ho no mo ababia ton aduro no. Na mo amutu no bebre no. Minim Spanish garlic capsules and Spanish ginkgo capsules. Wa pe bia che na wunya. Facha me. Omudo nti se bebre abadodo bia wo pe wo di tu kwan wo di gu shop wo di gu warehouse dia dodo bia wo hia no frɛ Uncle George ubenya bi anasa ko ba bia etu nro okɔ kan hye drugland anasa kumase ba bia ye to nro Colinac Mr Heba ba bia okɔ na obo adoni din sa opɛ Spanish garlic capsules and Spanish ginkgo capsules a ubenya bi ato hyɛ so say Spanish ginkgo capsules no odanso ebi ni bebia said ye prekase enye common ewa man nyina so no ginkgo ahaban sa nete na yetumi akwa hunu ahaban no bebi a yedua eti se yesi koko ye kan man so koko a yesi Ghana koko danso ama bi koko no mu ahoden ye eto da bi a ma bi timi di ne koko ko abrochire yesi ya reject esan se bibi wo mu ayempe na eba ginkgo biloba leaf na ye wo bi aman a ebi wo hono mu a eye papa na ehu said this is the original ho ne akwa na ye de aye aduro ya ma wo aha me nkyerechire kwan ni anu akwa aba bese no enti bo modern sa ubano Spanish ginkgo capsules de ye ni ekita properties e ma skin eye firm enti ubenyi ni na so wani mu ntwonchom onipadua ntwonchom won saida ena sankita properties a se de obi se ontimi ni de ni e ma no vitamin B ana B complex a e ma komode no mani didi no adwene no so hia bi se de be ya abrebia obetimi akaya de sa hoden no wo ginkgo biloba leaf nim ena ye nipadua ye funumu yakoma organs wom de wo ye akwa ahodo mu nyina no e wo bibia no ne bo ho ban se de be ya infection bia ntimi nkoka no bibia bo ho ban se de be ya ahoden a ekura no de bia be keep no fresh na aye adwuma yie sa hoden no bi wo ginkgo biloba leaf nimo eno ne de Spanish ginkgo capsules so maami anasa wankasa watwabra na wo yira wo akoto Spanish ginkgo capsules me se Mother's Day we ya eba ye the Spanish ginkgo capsules na edi emakufu aduru no kotobinom maami sister kotobinom na ebeboa wo se de be ya obra watwa no ohubesisi wo so waposo ya wo ya arthritis sciatica me say enkotua 1000 Ghana cedis just for card adiko hunu doctor e wo sciatica ho koto Spanish ginkgo capsules aduru no nenom wo sciatica nerves no be relaxe ama pain bi a wote no afiri honom sanso na obema wo prostate aye kese ne sign anti-inflammatory properties a ewo ginkgo ni munti no onomo a ebedwo no ade bi a hono waposo prostate wa wode wo tubes e de enti eboa asmafo ne se wo tubes ne hono na mframa ntimi mfamu a ene de techechechye na friend techechye wa ne ba no enti se wonomo a na adwo ade na hono no na amakwan na ba bedam Mr. Wada Spanish ginkgo capsules yedro kai se wo ho na pewapo mudin ya e ma garlic capsules mpa ho da na papa wo benya garlic ankasa wom wo de me se wo to a cheme ba ko pesei yi ba ko ne mia no e paye ahuahwe e bejo dem garlic nko a no mame na nya hoden se de be ya me no mienu ye betimi adi ye na ame ye doctor number ne da screen so no e 0266 11 41 11 Uwa broche ena upe bi abetimi afre 0244 642 890 now so the WhatsApp efa hono mo a ye de emuaye pabema hye so say aduro no say de bebire aba enti drugstores ne pharmacy shop ne herbal centers amu hia bi no Uncle George number ne 0244 92 33 04 0244 92 33 04 duduo bi a wo hia no wonsa ebeka doctor number no so 0266 11 41 11 ofra obeje wo so utumi ka ye nuonu mi ensa no nso bom nom ebeye adwuma pa ma enti ye hia pa ne sa wo diabetes or hypertension and now pesa wo bo ni pedua ho ban a Spanish garlic mixture emme wabre nyina na de wo hwehwe no wonsa beka
Meda se papa ohima sexual any atelenka no ye kwaba sese enche entete ya ye tete trese pay your TV license assign babim nti Trevor, a cover near Dinkomo.
Best Wine is your one-stop wholesale and retail outlet for all your original favorite brands of wine, liquor, champagne at unbeatable prices. You can get discounts of up to 15% off. We provide customized solutions for your events with our event planning and catering services. Buy your well-stocked hampers from us at great prices. Best Wine is also a major distributor of ex-natural mineral water. Locate us at number 34 Ninote Nyanchi Street, Jowulu, or call 050-761-3900 for delivery or for more inquiries. Best Wine, caliber of wine and liquor at its best.
A state-of-the-art facility built with your family needs in mind. A medical center positioned for all your fertility problems and other diseases. Medimosis Clinic and Prostate Center. Our goal is to help our patients achieve and maintain optimal health. We have fully functional OPD laboratories in all our branches. Do you have problems urinating? Medimosis is the ultimate solution. Our Prostate X capsules and Prostate Herbal Tea treat prostate problems. Afromosis capsules gives you maximum performance, and for the ladies, Femacure X capsules solves all your menstrual problems. Locate Medimosis Clinic and Prostate Center at Adenta Barrier near the traffic light, Ashaman Ajekojo, Kumasi Ahinima Kokobing, and in Accra, Ministries after the Ghana Highways Yard. Call 0244 068 447. We accept National Health Insurance Card and all other private insurance card. Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center, your ultimate solution for prostate problems.
Welcome to AutoCheck Vehicle Diagnostic and Licensing Center.
I hear my car can be checked here without going to so many hour Accra.
Sure.
Emission, check.
Alignment, check.
Brakes, check.
Visit AutoChecks at Koforidua Aquadrum Road for the roadworthiness of your vehicle, from saloon cars to heavy-duty industrial vehicles. Madam, your car is now ready for the road.
Thank you so much. AutoChecks, check.
AutoChecks, your safety, our priority.
Check, AutoChecks.
Very good, yes, I Adam say yene yura asenitano ena yeneno esia ena yeneno ebe dinkomo. But before see ebe kono na me nemu edinkomo de fa JB Danquah ni wuo no a owuye no na yie na ayie na ma afi na eduru so nti mo ma yenhwe we chebi wo se sound no made but we ye chebi a na JB Danquah awuo nti a lawyer for sabre no no mo ho JB Danquah funu na wo de eba no adaka eni na ya bo na bomu a yekurokura ne mu no once one prison and ye den by want to me ameki once one prison iti nyame adom ye bo Roman fo adom kunan adoma no ne ye wo so no na JB Danquah afrimu eno no ahom tepa nanso onipa bonini de owu a yensono yase yenka so onipa bonini na emumono ano o head your ba ye ba be ye no wasase no so no a se no deserve edimpa anasase eto ne badin a ono ankasa enim won wo free achichiri bencheye eba bie no eno no eti JB Danquah yie ena muhu a mo hwe no nso obetumi adwene we no ya ebra na ye kwakosie no no eno no eti this man JB Danquah no yɛde no ɛhyɛ adakamena mu no eni yɛde no hyɛ adakamena mu no ɛno no woni ha JB Danquah ɛno no JB Danquah no yɛde no ɛhyɛ adakamena mu eni wɔnsawan prison na ɛnɛ yɛne yɛ wɔsanita no ɛne yɛne no ahyia Nkrumah busuafoɔ no wɔn a wɔnim Nkrumah su ne ban ɛna ɛnɛ yɛne no ahyia no ɛnɛ medical catcher sɛ yɛbɛbɔ nkɔmɔ na ɛnɛ wobɛte nkɔmɔ no ase yɛwura kɔ aba na bɔkɔdeɛ yɛda twɛdi apɔ nyame ase yɛduru JB Danquah ɛba no sɛn yɛnhyɛ nkɔmɔ no ase mfamfiri that area no na obi ante aseɛ ɛba no sɛn no ɔsagefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah ɛne JB Danquah ehyiaeɛ enya anyɔnko ɛma JB Danquah attempted assassination on Dr. Kwame Nkrumah ɛyɛ dan kra no mo hyiaeɛ enya anyɔnkofa
Benyam da asema mefa akoyen so na menchia ahwefo adwuma kɔfaraba titu ene omo ase omo mra omo ehweye Nkrumah ayɔnkofa ene JB Danquah ene obeche bilamte owura grant pa grant ene friend say akwaje mu nyina no eko si say Nkrumah ye wo no kwantenkro je say ne mame ne papa omo wo no nko ana se menka se ne mame wo no nko a okay enti abrabon mu no Nkrumah ko school ahoro ebe graduate wo Nkrumah na se Ghana ha ema achimota kra na o kirade kakra ho enti adwendwem no se obekwa mo no ne enti odi kan ko Nigeria okay enti Nigeria na okọ ho no o fa so ko hu na wo fa bi enti wo fa so na odi kopie English abrochi na okodru abrochire no that is specifically America okodru ho no okodi dwumaso anaso koye adwumaso the dwuma okodi ye no ne Organization of the Black community okay said ye be ya before ye betumi akan ho abo na ye hu se ye so sabe ye betumi agina brane age Africa asi ho enti na wodidi ekuo no mu bi anim kakra sa eye activism sa amra no so na Post-coup wo sanso ye adwuma sabe ode behwe no enti owura kwaje ono so etu kwa monane aye America na school Nkrumah kono omo so kode nam hobi ema ne hu say Nkrumah na ho keka ne na ho fa ma sade wo si eye organizing Nkrumah na so kan Nkrumah bom edom bom edi didwuma no na wonim say oyobi a ne hote afen so opadwuma enti owura akwaje eba back to Ghana na samra no ya forming UGCC okay United Gold Coast Convention the brain behind it no if you owura pa grant say ono na woye timbadwuma merchant enti ohu say abrofo na kwan bi so no timba na wo export ko abroche no na esisie bi ya bam wo kwan bi so at a point in time ndo we say da bi nkrofo yo mo sisi endodo enti adenti ye mfa kwan bi so na anka yankasa kakra na bi a ye anti-party politics na chese yenso ye na omo ade asie ni nti sabe wono wanko school ahin bia na ebom na wo sika nti wo keka nkrofo boma na owura JB Danquah ka ho nkrofo be se enum esia na wo de hye omo nsa se mon keka nkrofo mom na yentumi Ghana yenso yemform party bi nti ekoba na sa na omo dwumadie no omo ayi ne so nyina no omo UGC so nyina no omo ye aloyafo okay nti se mre pa wo benya mre akona ntechoko ekọ yibotia no dabi omo ni sa time eno no omo dum pempenso bi anase no omo rezi omo to pempenso bi asebe sa mre no suit she no na more or less for the privileged nti omo enka omo hu nko sebe the so called
fofo no
sa enti akwaje no ka say ono no so propose ana so suggest kire omo say si betumi adidwuma ma na di amenimi branch bi wa America na oye Ghana ni Argentina yenkonko fa no emba na nko medi anim na wonye sa organizational work na emma enti ni tieti ara na tenti nyina no ana sa na tenti ni tieti ara omojitum enti pa grant agency ka se yenko fa Nkrumah amra Samre na Nkrumah wa yene activism wo America sa Martin Luther King Jr. mo ne Malcolm X mo nyina abehu say yes abrantie we different from the rest of the African people. Nti Nkrumah fi ho akọ English laboratory UK so akosua de no nti ho na we na adwe say obeba na obesom ne man. In fact oba na we to various groupings na watete nanim na anka ebimu ekomo ho anka wamba no say there be ese ekokon ekon eden de maye no ha no monto aso na me nko back to Ghana na ye nko sha ase free ho eno na ode ba be hia JB Danquah ne akwaje himself na onim ne dada pa grant ne omo kanka ho obeche bilamte enko and so eho na obehu say these are nkrofo a me ne oba abe dijuma nti eho no de benim JB Danquah in this group in fact no mo ya adamfo a emu oden pa. Just to emphasize on that, no more than for a more than pa.
About saying from a honor, you will say Omumu Tete, Kwame Nkrumah be TCPP, a Momukaso a traitor, you will betray woman, and I say for. And then I trigger that.
But I say, Omumu Nkrumah Bayern was Shasia a Dijuma son, said the Mekayan, or Kon Krasim Krasim, a city about compare. Na mpabu anso sabe ba kompe nti wo ko hinterlands no te said the organizational work grassroots work or ye ni nyina ko every region in this country sata ni enchiche mu bebrebe sei nti wo tu kwana population so at the time na under 6 million nti utumi ekoye anadwo de suomu no nam okwa ni suit okode kurase wonu omu didi bom kirechiro mu no mesese ye na ye fa hodi magana anase ye party. In fact the most important thing was to form a political party nti oye sa no mani wie nyina no na afedie timamufo na ho se omo hye coat ye ntumi nko omo ho ya abranche hye coat otumi ba beda ye kurase ha ndi na Nkrumah agidin wo Ghana ha region bia no na Nkrumah agindin nkurase na no mo ho se afi so sata na ye nim se ye GBC 1 and 2 ne no man ye kan sam kakra wo so this no Nkrofo ti na Nkrumah din ni UGCC no din no na ekoso na ekoso ba ebedum pempen so bi no na abrantie bi history Nkrofo nim better than me but abrantie bi a na omo dum pempenso anka political party no eya ba abedi mu anesa na ke bi omo move from UGCC into a main political party because the UGCC was a grouping was a movement na enye political party enti at a point in time na say ye kwakoye election and I say bi a political party bi person obrene ne ho a ofa ba bi ne no mano opanyin bi bae na Nkrumah as a general secretary no na oba beto ne office na osi wo panyin me pese anka me beye Nyankoma de bi e de mamo na nka sa Nyankoma de na me ya mamo no ebe ma mo bota esimoni so no ebe gina brane na bibi a moye bi ebe koso no manoma na osi wo sa churo na fabre nti wo churo baaye no na Nkrumah nkasa reply no ka chene se number bi se no say ye be ka se footballers ko bobo aye ko
we say miss no enya ade a anka ye de ye adwuma enti emom no ne mpanyfo ne ba obebo mamane enti mpanyfo at a later date omo share Nkrumah de to omo nim se so ne si ye ne no mano omo se adenti na wan twen ama omo amba na omo mmehia sa nipa no na omo na ntrase ending kita ho a ono ankasa fa ne pe as general secretary odi sa adwuma ne mo nyina ene no ma no map sa nipa no anka oba bebo omo omo nya ne bim. That was one of the genesis and I say one of the issues that started omo antagonism no edidim ena boycott ne me summarize no man say be yanko edidim na Nkrumah ehun say Nkrofo a me no omo ye di dwuma e me say omo ebu me kwase ya if you say ketua kro mo kan so mo de be ma me at a point in time ketua ne na mba enso no no nkasa ne pocket money ne normal kakra wo ye Nkrofo no mo de cheche no kakra no enu bi na ode ye party work and I say UGCC omodwuma nanso Danquah ne Nkrofo no mo ye a lawyer for no mo appreciate it. Okay. Nti kodum pempenso bi a na Nkrumah benya so many following
na omo huye say UGCC no omo entreat Kwame Nkrumah yi nti nkrofo na force no upon Kwame Nkrumah say se wo hu free sa nkrofo yi hu na nka wankasa establish a party na yendi wachi. In fact, within those friend say Adamontuo no omo suspended Kwame Nkrumah once. Then later omo yes omo unit ayi sa general secretaryship no omo awro afi no omo hia ye mempanfo nyina hia mo ka say yensan reinstate no nyina wasa buku ye da ho yi yanko nti omo ka sa omo reinstate Kwame Nkrumah no nipa dodo na ewo oman no no na omo ka say dabi omo pese Kwame Nkrumah nkasa ete ne party nti in summary no omo ko meeting ewo sorton ndi sa meeting ni ma omo koye no na nkrofo no de jama omo bo jama wa bonten ye pese Nkrumah ba na ono ankasa be lidi ye pese Nkrumah ba nti anwom ni de meeting no kro mo ye no ontumi nye na Nkrumah ba bonten nti paper no obi de man no obi man pe na obi country fa nipa no country ho a Nkrumah actually on a resignation letter no wadachi no up to date them say very difficult for us to get and not try no resign and nkrofo say ombedi nachi nti that was the birth of the Convention People's Party CPP na Nkrumah te no and because Nkrumah already were connections in the villages across the country no now it was easy for the fire to to ignite into what year no dwumaden na Convention People's Party ebedede
party naba yan jump to anim kakra eba beto dwa say edu maybe na JB Danquah epedeku no yan that aspect no yan konko say eba say yeah akwa say NPP CPP or NPP anything in Nkrumah eyo machiwade no
meda say Anamontu ana yede pe fahodie CPP, the Convention People's Party, was the first political party formed in this country. And yeah, UGCs, the first political party formed in this country was the Convention People's Party. Hey, and your teacher Libya came a wrong JSS UGCs was a movement. It was not a political party. Yeah, what bizarre said the first political party in Ghana, Mitra CPP, what team? A Convention People's Party. And yes, sir, what the Mekao? United Gold Coast Convention was a movement. Wow. And the party is a political party, any CPP. And the antagonism I bought Montem no, Ekoban say, na Nkrumah was flying too much. Wabenye din ache omo ano mudi anim no aye your friend say power grant proper or no oyis can but now Nkrumah na respect for power grant na end from but Nkrofo no mo power grant e fa omo no na no omo time Nkrumah which JB Danquah was one enti anamontuo no mu no na ekoba ne say babia na Nkrumah edega na kodura ye yakogye fahodie okọ brochira ko negotiate ni woni government ehwe so ha English abrochi na omo governor wo ha no oni omo din sawoso ne noma ekoso no na kire epefe se fahodie no yebenya na eye sa group ne ya se Nkrumah betray omo because omo no ko fa ni fi abrochire etua ne shipska at the time na playing in fact Nkrumah be minister and sana for the first time in the history of Nkrumah wotumi afu plane because we call brocha nye plane or the koye of ship we call Nigeria nye plane or the koye ni na ship ne nsa no ma no nti wo bre papa nti wo koye so koye ship madwuma ne no ma oh okay exactly nti the first time of full plane the time why minister wie na ni thesis or try wa brocha no because the thesis was so powerful no nti no omo decline said they will not accept his thesis. Why? Because the thesis was bordered on mainly the colonial and African relationship. No, any the way of my blacks, it was very powerful and a form of a theological or your theology, any or your philosophy. So, into the thesis was so powerful that they declined to accept that thesis into ojaho na so monfa made na me but sa doctorate na nka se wonya kropo no wonya into obedi prime minister we na sana school no invite no say afedie omra na omagine doctorate no person obeko ena one Nkrumah susu hone no ma say it was the first time Nkrumah wo fi han and of full plane. That was his first time, right? Enti omo say baby Nkrumah kodu no it was possible say independence beba no and omo sha say omo to nyum say independence in the your friends say shortest possible time. Adam Nkrumah say independence now. And Nkrumah started say organizing Nkrumah so abeja say we need independence because Lebanese for any other abrofo no more Ghana how more establish stores akese no omo try ndi. And Nkrumah one of the issues of put to Wabonten say yenye bibi e friend positive defiance.
No chere say no.
Chere say ebia ene ya sorry ya say ene ye nkwadwuma kra anasa abrofo almost us ye ntɔhwe kra pogum.
Wow.
Enti mo amu ye mu ni me ho dwanfa ene ye ntɔhwe yankasa ye Ghana for ye no ba ye kofa fiafo mu eno an ye bedi ye ntɔ bibia ye nkwadwuma nso ene ye mfoka. Enti the country became a standstill as a result of the agitation looking out to say ye be liberate you led by Kwame Nkrumah. Inti everybody Nkrumah kra woni ho na so okọ other part of the regions okoye ne Nkrofo ko din komo na wa church mu the need for us to get independent na ebi mu nkra na mo ahyase dada say ye boycott no ma ye say na one nkra hene bi ye friend oni Kwabena Boni onu so di mu akote papa inti Nkrumah no western region and na boycott bi e course wo nkra ha in this oye ne boycott no mano and that particular administrator no governor no omo send police force say enkoche Nkrumah nti yekoche no Nkrofo I think I stand to be corrected nti yekoche no omo de ban san na omo say the na ye from the big six no omo no omo akoso sa commotion na masa oye ne nyina aba. And that was the UGCC, no, when they were coming to an end. And now Nkrumah didn't know said his colleagues had been arrested. And go prison. Prison ni mun na ho na na omo nyina ba bia omo gu no omo omo plans together bibia pepepe. Actually, the Nkrumah be can be omo person omo de be adwuma. Because omo ebedwen say Nkrumah no ma ye organize sa pinche no ama ya chi wo mu nyina nti ya ne di aba nyina ye piangu Nkrumah so. Okay.
Ma nyina krata we so na me read just a piece of this letter. Dear Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, I am tired of being in prison. That's let me your chokoma. Yeah. But me person me he enoma kakra bi wo mu a okotu ye. Was it dear Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, I am tired of being in prison on preventive detention with no opportunity to make an original or any contribution to the progress and development of the country. And I therefore respectfully write to beg and appeal to you to make an order for my release and return home. I am anxious to write to beg and appeal. Okay. I'm anxious to resume my contribution to the progress and development of Ghana in the field of Ghana literature, Twi, and English, and in Ghana research, history, and culture. And I'm anxious also to establish my wife and my children. Okay, my memory track, I can say, you will recall that when in 1948, we were arrested by the British government and sent to the north for detention. They treated us gentle and not as girly slaves. Was this one that you were talking about?
Yeah, many. At that time, no, now the sabotaging of Nkrumah in forward march to independence, it was so great, and it was led by JB Danquah and Nkrumah. In fact, Danquah and his group were being funded by the British. Wow. Yes. Now Marco Bob was saying, "Well, a Togo border also." Under the guidance of Olympio, those days, because also now pay Togo Oheneba Bennie ono na ope selba ntina eho ena na omo ammunitions bibia eba into the British FBI or whoever they call it, is it America, CIA, all of the, yes, they were funding these agencies to get rid of Kwame Nkrumah. Nti the buyer, JB Danquah. Don't forget, now there had been so-called a coup attempt. First attempt of assassination.
Was it Kulungungu?
Kulungungu didn't the first one.
Okay. I didn't see you.
Kulungungu, no, Nkrumah had organized a conference of all African states. Now, say it was important sang Ghana, Africa, okay. Until Omushia first one was okay. Now there was the need for Nkrumah to convince some of the Francophone leaders. Until now, on Namne Kwanswa, now, was it Burkina or some one of the countries? Until he was forced to stop at Kulungungu. Now, because now I catch the same crop for dumping school children as Salah or Kwahonoma. Not knowing it was planned. And I had a bomb, grenade, I share bouquet. And I had a koshia until young girl now, what they are the man crano. In fact, about 9 people died on the spot. Wow! Right? And that was the first attempt. And all these things were being planned by all Nkrumah. Now, on one more UGC. Thinking, say, they should have led the course to independence. And Nkrumah be prime minister. Okay. And now, almost share attacks now. But on the point of the arrest of JB Danquah, I stand to be corrected. He was found, said, now, or called GBC Akoma speech because of the attack, that attempt, say, Nkrumah had died. And once I did not to Nkrumah, the possibility that Nkrumah would never survive was high. Until he was going to read a statement with GBC. So he has taken over the country. JB. But I mentioned earlier, I said JB was a close friend to Nkrumah. Right? And at the point I saw letter way by, it was not Nkrumah's intention to continue to keep JB in prison. But hardly the Kune sa Nkrofona omo true Sasia Omusteji Kuno. They were also interested in occupying the seat. And they knew, say, if Nkrumah was assassinated today, and I see you two Nkrumah now, the next probable person was JB Danquah. No doubt about that in the country at the time. No doubt. But because they wanted that particular position, and since one of them was the head of national security, they briefed Nkrumah that if they released JB Danquah, he would be overthrown. In fact, they did everything possible to keep JB Danquah in prison. Nkrumah wept many times to get, of course, or a prime minister. So we can say JB straightforward. But all attempts he made, he was convinced by the national security says we downfall. And many things had happened until Nkrumah decided to be cautious of his release. But JB did not die in prison. Say or yari no da hon there be and sisa anopa omako normal prison release of exercise yes into omako about this exercise sentence but omupia prison officers no they go to their various rooms at the time the political prisoners no to check sanye bia obia obesho whatever it is until they went and they overturned his mattress etc to just see if there was anything. And Jamie back no he saw that his bed small had been ransacked, so he was angry. He was a very big figure in the country and internationally, so he was angry with the prison officers. Indeed, when he was shouting as to why they ransacked his place, etc., a buffoon and the man heart attack a buy. And you didn't go to say a friend said, Victor Solomon. Victor Solomon, yeah. It was not like that. It was not like, say, you were chachu, I didn't go to Hana or Yari. JB was healthy, except that particular instance when he was angry at the prison officers are all shouting on them. Right? That was when the heart attack struck. And he never survived it. And Nkrumah is sunye. But you see, Oman making it as if to say Nkrumah was so wicked. Now, how many attempts? About 5 to 6 assassination attempts. In fact, Nkrumah died as a result of the shrapnels. Grenade, the pieces, lead woman, a share honam bebre, and no come and a man cancer ne other things a man Nkrumah or the woo and
yeah shall your course Flagstaff House yeah mamuja be brishigu what happened
madasi the Yakoba and say Nkrumah 21st of February 1964
okay
66 now what be free hano it was the time that he has signed a contractor omobe I mean ebeye Accra place no yedi be dua a more in commercial quantity
okay
nti oko ye say okwa pattern to kana so ko broker peace between America omone Vietnam ekon nti China for na inviting no and sang to kwa na Hanoi for nyinanti Nkrumah was actually going to broker a peace deal between America and Vietnam and Tokwano.
Was Nkrumah so powerful?
Extra powerful. No president on the surface of this planet was more powerful than Kwame Nkrumah. Not JF Kennedy. Not the presidents that had gone and come on the soil of America. No.
Wow.
None of them.
Nkrumah.
Nkrumah was feared. Nkrumah, through Nkrumah, Africa was respected. Through Nkrumah, Ghana was a star. Nkrumah SC tarmac so your friend say America. F. Kennedy, he was running. Olankase Kurechinye. And Okoshia Nkrumah.
Wow.
They feared Kwame Nkrumah. His IQ was to the apex. He could foresee what the American presidents couldn't see. Right? Until Nkrumah was a respectable personality and up to date in the history of Africa. Kwame Nkrumah was the only president who had been invited to mediate between a fight between America and another country. It has never happened again. It will never happen again. America will not be fighting any other country and any other continent. Now you can say be Egyptian president. Egyptian president go and broker a peace. No, it will never happen. It has never happened. It has happened once with Nkrumah. It will never happen again. Right? America couldn't talk about now. Iraq want to me. In fact, Nkrumah was the reason why China Emma Ombe a permanent member on the UN Security Council. Yes. Nkrumah told them at the meeting, UN, and I'll say, your population is just about 350 million or so, less at the time, 200 and something. China is about 700 something, running into 1 billion. And you are sidelining them. Do you know the volume of market and the business that would go on if China became a permanent member of the Security Council? And then a great deal on between America and China, no, Africa, we are nowhere close. It was Kwame Nkrumah. Right. And a friend is saying, Nkrumah peace now, Okwako Brokano. And now already they have woven, and that's what man a kind of method because of my assassination attempts 6 times or 5 times. Until the best thing was to get rid of him whilst he was away. Until Kotoka free fane sa dekumo halimo. What they did was that at the time they sent the Dinda airport Kotoka and Maniko Kumase. So onko share a whole garrison na onfa assembly and to money. Now you saw another one man called I think the Votarian side or so. And what they went to do was a palpable lie. I could try and treat the Kumasi garrison and said something infantry battalion was the line almost upset Kwame Nkrumah person they were called war. Into no can and that your friend said Russian tankers are coming to Ghana and they are landing at the Kotoka so-called international airport. Accra airport, no more landing. Indeed, there was the need for them to come to Accra and to defend the state. Yes.
And Crawford, I say, what more be one promo?
Yes. What they say, watch your tapes, you know. When they had finally saw more to Nkrumah, more fed or more sere or more nom san no mano, and no more cow man say, you could try and treat them. In fact, those who came from Kumasi, military men, they didn't know what they were coming to do. Which fight, what they knew was that Nkrumah war, and then there are Russian tankers around, they should come and defend Ghana. Until they jumped into a Flagstaff House. But the Flagstaff House, no, the power there at the time, not just small. I'm telling you, because you see, Nkrumah had militarized almost African countries now all because he envisaged one African command. Said the whole of Africa one military command. Now yankasa yakun. Enti we training almost all the countries now almost fighting for independence. Ammunitions, the training was done in Ghana here, in many of the schools. I tell you,
Ghana.
Yes.
Yeah, na what we say.
Nkrumah got the ammunitions to supply to them. To
Ghana.
Yes.
Yeah,
I am telling you, there are some of the things that are not out there, but Nkrumah resourced all these countries to fight for independence. Right? In that fight for independence, Nehu Nkrumah ena aja omobekans omotwa santro nti nkrofo ba na Flaxa house omoso hwehwe wo hemfa ye mamu kwan nti the guard the president guard led by Mami Ukraine Salif Dagati ne masa it was a fierce fight, very fierce one. They bombarded all the walls of the Flagstaff house. They broke everything, but the guys were still fighting. The guard, you know, almost to Tokro, were the back of Flagstaff house, the wall, and some of them started escaping from there because the thing was so tense. Na nipa mukum of Flagstaff house, mojo mushiegu ho, enya mo jacketwa.
Flagstaff house.
I am telling you, Nkrumah omuwu ye. Now soldiers are almost omuwu ye. Those things we don't count them, we don't even list them. Nkrumah omu papa mo. Needless fight. Now and yes, Obia be invaded Ghana. Our own soldiers invaded on our own selves.
Why not? We lady Saku no ana omudi sejumano.
Kotoka. On an encro for a free farm. Already no more Abranti former police also it was a police military no more ya omode etri Nkrumah omode Ankara na or can na Ankara no is what a champion and nine but Ankara and omode no be so after they claimed that they had finished everything they were backed by your friend saying UK, United States of America to do or to just create this mess. Until Ghana invaded on its own self and destroyed the country. That was the beginning and the end of Africa and Ghana. And don't forget, once we removed Nkrumah, we have not calculated and put two together. In normal Africa, Aluzu. First of all, we lost the unification of Africa. And Kameno say, I think in 45, and Kayababe told, say, Africa was one. In the area, and Kayamfa say, Burkina or Hani, whatever, Africa would have been one. And now, America no more military command at every point, every country, almost every country on the African continent, which is not supposed to be so. And Nkrumah had already initiated, say, Congo Basin, we were going to build a dam that will serve the whole of Africa electricity, cheap, hydro. And it was one of the biggest plans, and that would have ensured, say, there will be bluffing with and can cheap labor, cheap.
Oh, Congo.
Yes, Congo Basin. Still, we can do it. The Congo Basin is the biggest, and Nkrumah had tabulated all these things, all the mineral resources across the African continent, while listing in if you read the book Africa Must Unite, and can say a few of them alone can take care of the whole of Africa. By this time, and Africa is the one who is to be putting sanctions on America and other European countries, not them putting sanctions on any other country, because the mineral resources we have as a continent, the rest of the world, they don't come close. Until we have all what it takes to make the nuclear weapons, the ammunitions we need, and all these computers that are being made. No money in the fear.
Maybe I have been commodity for the factories and in the schools. Atomic. Atomic.
Yes.
The purpose of it.
Interesting.
Now you did uncommon. And you have the other side. Young first farmer victory for Selma Somoa. You had the at the brew. I think, say, you are enjoying the conversation today. Na the man Nkrumah Trasia, amen, Nemenumi in the year Breno. And only a program, the beginning of your problem. But sawe area no victory garlic mixture. Garlic wom e bia pulse no mu eti ma unya hoden. Victory garlic mixture obi oya adwuma no wabre. When sa wo 980 treaty wakoma ebo peri ya. Victory garlic mixture anywhere drew. Any anti-enterprise and a year dread by. We were drugstore be a mouse, me victory a drone be. Victory garlic a drone be. Or because I'm more garlic full from you hackers a debby. Me pre victory the eno and on a Benjamin. When you be a friend number with 0201 293280 0201 293280. Mami fa eye prostate capsules ema ona Johnson boko why prostate capsules ebeboa mo Johnson boko emema no a monya prostate yade no Johnson boko na ebeboa wo amwani monyam aye krabehwe na ade ba ko a ewo mu ne say wobi a wontumi nyonso ya se no rubber ene ne yekeka ho no wunya prostate capsules a ebeboa mo Johnson boko ya was Zipman capsules panyan obete dene Zipman capsules panyan obete edene obi a was sexual weakness Zipman capsules ebeboa mema ntumi nya panyan wadru eno no ya was Solak mixture asotwan Solak mixture asotwan obi a wanya namu yade ene obi a obane bema wanya infection no what treatia enkono Solak mixture asotwan ene beboa Ghana ha adroi ebi abebo wura bia no beboa Solak Natural Clinic na di adroi ba friend 0245 616 028 0245 616 028 me pato Kobi Mensa for Ablekuma West abaton pesu so kai wada number 4 Kobi Mensa eda number 4 eya to abano ma Kobi Mensa to abano fama Kobi Mensa na Kobi Mensa wada number 4 Kobi Mensa wada number 4 etitim fama no on the 13th of May na woni Ablekuma West enim yen kwaji tumi no obetumi ade amayen resources wo ho one town party no itikọ na womoa wate sanso ena awurabna obin so ewo Ablekuma North awurabna obin Ablekuma North wada number 1 awurabna obin Ablekuma North number 1 on the 13th kai na tomano mema ni bebre aba omoton yesa nipa ni bebre aba no maton ya man pipi ate awurabna obin de obeji amayen wate ntitima no na Ablekuma North entumi nyina so na yentumi nkoyenim awurabna obin number 1 ekume Spanish garlic mixture na capsules edro ne ye me pato pebi nanom obi ane na ase atatai na koma body periperi wa ekase amroso hypertension arthritis enframagina ne yam cheko ene ne yekeka ho no wunya Spanish garlic mixture ene ne capsules a wadro no ebeboa Spanish edro etiapo ejina yie ehye pa Nicholas Becker say o hye papa it wada Roma garlic enuro no Spanish de ye no hye ya wonoma eboa wo sanso ene ye Spanish ginkgo capsules Spanish ginkgo capsules no ekuta anti-aging property ya wonomo a eboa wo ye strategy free ginkgo biloba ene soya oil mu ebo wakoma ho ban eduru a wonoma wunya koma yare no JB Danquah nya we bi yanka wanwu ana fei esekuta anti-aging property a wonomo a eboa wo ema wunyine che eduro ne ye etipebi sesi a doctor ada opese woni ne din sawso a obetumi send in a voice message na waje so 0266 114111 0266 114111 wadaroma won en waso mu a ye de ene Gumbe dwumadie e de ebremo ye da so e wo so Yura atomic any other schools are osisi any factories ya woye yes as you atomic the purpose na nke seven den e be den
me da se me nia me fa question na me nchia agbesi segbe fiasio
ya ma wo so afrem
me na na nso me na bi efrem o say akoy say fo no mo frem pa me say na ja se me chia
ai
me nia very interesting one but UP tradition omo ye so clever but their cleverness no that cleverness tilted to the negative omo mpia de pa
UP no
yes
ya MPP no
yes the American wo hay the what the history na chi pa no obehu say me twa summary akese pa summary na me ye because history mean to me crop on kind of projects the way no until the market can me too abo because of your timing
yeah.
Now Atomic Energy Commission the setup no the purpose the main intent one was to go into nuclear studies. Yes.
Yeah, nuclear studies.
Yes. Space, bibia.
Atomic.
I'm telling you. Now, when the atomic reactor, you can't say reactor, no, the whole, say, you can't say atomic setup, reactor, no, everything. Now, Ghana, you can find reactor. That is why I tell you, Nkrumah was the most powerful president on the surface of the earth at the time. When the reactor, Russian Prime Minister, Kalashnikov or so, what the reactor Nkrumah, Ghana, what the chain. America will be now, America want a better reactor. Nobody. Atomic Commission, or reactor, yeah, the chair Ghana because of Nkrumah. Nkrumah called Russia on Kotrasi. One penny, one city, one tria, and the chain free, and your best set Ababia. Everything in that place.
It's a reactor.
Oh, they may come back. The next reason why it was set up was to go into food studies, medicine. Be big biara and room. The best room. Your friends say Adriane. You're not buying. You bet that Danny. Into one setting up only just the Atomic Energy Commission, Atomic Energy, and we set a Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. Your soil division, your water, you say exactly. Into all these people on their research. Na anka, you're not buying a yebiano, you be added value for export. A CSIR, and on that say. Banchino you bet me and see a variety way. A brony bet me and say a variety way. Until at the time I none I against an Nkrumah dream one right. In the Nkrumah what say Ghana will be the first African country to go into space. It's not unfairly grow.
It's near chemical space.
Oh, Minia. Until a friend say Afia no. There's a school there, maybe a school, but it was a school now and Nkrumah I training, sir, military. In fact, when you go there, still a form no plane no land on time as hard as concrete no, and that's all. Until at the time now Ghana, you started a prototype of aeroplane kitchen. The some of the videos and the pictures Nkrumah visit school no. Now plane kitchen no more fly be Nkrumah kase krabi or more to say no more share the way. Until now you children how to manufacture aeroplane. That is how come and some of our hangers play na manufacture of Ghana. But I told you, say, you people, they are so clever, but what cleverness, no? And the opposite. Instead of anchor, so more sensible, no? Their own is more stupidity. I should say it without any. In the sense, say, they bent all the books. And can no, you yes. Pamphlets, I would Nkrumah. If I dare say Ghana ye, I dare found say Africa ye, no me bet me no ha Nkrumah tablet because every day he was writing. Every time he was busy writing. I watched a quiet be fast we be G so bien to me match in terms of military might, science, everything. Nkrumah wanted Ghana to be on top. Into your motorway that way. Now it was just I think 3 years younger than first motorway of Britain. America money motorway. But Nkrumah can say, what you couldn't do in a century, that is 100 years, no, we will take 10 years and do it. It is the atomic energy was built for a specific purpose. That is power and energy. Adriane, Endro, to go to space, everything. It was there. Internet here, all these things were something that Nkrumah had envisaged to do. Until America started to say, pass Russia, a communist country. Almost assisted. In fact, at the time we even fixed the reactor and everything. Now the Russia say, now Russia probably. Yes. They came to train the Ghanaians, but by the Ghanaian, Ghana for a fast. Say Ghana was what you there. I mean, we always say, and the reactor and that's all. After the coup, and I say, you pay therefore for you, more me two abandon. And reactor no America buy no betrance and we free bone to and America. Yeah, reactor. Yeah, reactor no. You prefer yes. And the reactor atomic reactor now Kalashnikov the chair free Russia now can ever be the whole of Africa, you know. Sankrofo and say Ghana for one in the history of this UP traditional over Danquah and Alado so be people and can nobody will put his finger on a paper or two abamo. I'm telling you, especially that particular family. And another female abano. I'm telling you. But like I said, they bent every history and Google libraries like a ceremony schools like a year. Right? Until reactor no more you the chair America free and yes I the toy. Because America knew what the reactor could do, what Atomic Energy Commission could do. It is good to work out. Oh, maybe see after na be full science and no proper akosa abrofo na abrofo bi mu gugu German for no ho womrekra at the time Ghanaians meaning and that atomic energy you see no na o sense factories ahodo yanko factories you move factories hwe bonsa ties company be papa chaw the obebo a wo ho no na mo de bi atoso de amaye ya yanko yes bonsa tie factory Kwame Nkrumah see purposely but say and no actually Ramahama or call revamp a commander sugar factory. Yeah, commander sugar factory no. Eso. Inti eso revamp who say ya year adwuma na wie ahwe de dua how many months? And na we 3 months. Yes, 3 months na wutwa. Inti Nkrumah time wo year commander a friend say Bonsa ties. Yes. We see Bonsa ties no na fe I think. Well, okay, you let them show because these are some of the factories. Okay. And we see now rubber plantation. Yeah, no what it any friend of yeah. Rubber Diana, you try one and so for far yes. And was so far. And it was deliberate. You do rubber because any feed car tie a factory no na car ties. Into ye be ye na Ghana yankasa ye tie a friends a Firestone ties. In fact, ties maybe at the time no so called factory was here the sample ones na wo no e bi wo say atro den e bi wo ya atro Karifi a local names and the matter said wakoto atro Kumu any good year any one perele no man ye de no na local names den now they are trying Karifi so the same meaning then you understand. And we had ties for all this terrain. Into Nkrumah thinking into ya tie factory, ya rubber feeding. And where is it? One will say Bonibi and your interest about the revamp tie factory. One revamp na ties or ha. Now him fan almost so ties on beton. One revamp na ties or ha. No more use ties no yan fan coin. Inti egu ho empro eti akaye ye wo krom ha no akebe isu brand new ties now how do we go and buy obini tie accident bebre a ekun krofo no bebre no as a result of ties ebi abam anase tie na ko tie ne number of course ye kwan supposed to be dual carriage but omonye but ties have been one of the main reasons ye bre e wo member wo bre kwa nye se na factory ya sha se ne begu ye wo ya sha say yan kasaye ties. In fact, ties no na West African countries no omo be fa bi every ha Burkina, Mali, ni Noma. Omo load ties no. Ya no omo load ko other West African countries no. And no krapa ye duma mu. Aye. Into ye say creation of job no. Ye di adwen and ye de. And Nkrumah say na mo di nantwe bebrebe ye baha. Sem ye be hu no mo be di dia say that be mempamo na emom no. So what the 1,000 fi Burkina na Mali ba meje 10%. So what the 1,000 e buy ya. Me dey say. Me dey 100. And that was the agreement between Nkrumah's government. Any other neighboring country no more among cattle ebe graze wo Ghana. And who say no say I will establish a cattle ranch. And Nkrumah deliberately the state establish a cattle ranch a tree or one boa kese pa proper one. And now you milk. Yanka say ye milk wo ha. Yanka say ye woman ye dey shoe nti ye nya mo ani bebre no na se mamisi Kumasi shoe factory nti ye nya ye milk no milk no kurapo mo invest no mo ye de mo free no say we adwuma so awko UTC o se hwan a wo kokje ni free ad boson so an na ya started credit America say mo atese wo ho no na America mo ge cash right and Nkrumah ye we mu na corn beef because nantwie na bedoso nantwie no abedoso enti ye esese na obam enti yanya hide de na woman na ye twen ya process me de shoe no no ko fa Italians and on be training Ghana for how to make the shoe enti Ghana shoe at the time was equally as quality as Italian shoes and na Kumasi ni ye shoe na ode friend say made in Italy at the above. Meanwhile, you know Kumasi. But one mention baby. The whole of Ghana, a him for Panonim in Pagwayo. Kumasi. Exactly. Why is it so? Because a whole shoe factory is starting here. They are starting here to Abana a Beguiano. Or more no more Juma Hono. I'm saying I better and fear young Cassayan will think a crack into a more no more motion. Into your friends and skills handed down to generation. I don't know. Skills are handed down to generation. Also, there have been a tomato see, and you mean Paulugu tomato factory. Me a car man. Me catch now say cars will ha because I assembling kekeu. One say na friends. They see what ye are young kasa body no. Body ye build bibia isi so. And ye akwasa say ye dey be share keke no. E ha we ni young kasa ye build body no ha. Everything was built here. Adan yedru this area say na net ya eyadan yedru hay enye adwumfini pesemankunya ni grid say enyam nam je independent yenye sane pam abrante ene ye de pam Nkrumah ya can you imagine menua say na Nadu Danquah Kufuor wo ye president na nka wo to kwan yes ya stage coup ya tunu wedachi na ya mane nsi Ghana so da wo ye be hu say wo hye na tade ye be chi watum wo ye be hu say ne poster say MPP na Nadu etareso ana Nadu picture ana ntoma wafrebi ya bechi watum. That was how Nkrumah has been made, and it is still in the constitution, the indemnity clause. Nkrumah even wawuno, he is still a criminal. He is wanted in Ghana. I am telling you, sir, Nkrumah is still a persona non grata. I actually say, sanke Nkrumah piase say actually too. You understand? And now we'll see a friend say, Abrobe Manchester near you. Kede. And Rihanna Timba na ye trefi forest ni mono. Na ni pieces ni tree no. Ye jani wo wura mo na empro. Na Nkrumah da bi ye ma na empro sa. Ye be see factory. Na say Rihanna ketenkete ni ya twe aba. Ye be pipe ye be matches. Sata no matches ye kro 70s ya 80s ya beto matches tripoti na nkurase no ye de pipe bi ni achichira bodua ho na yi matches ni ti no aduane na woni ti no na ye de ahye matches na ya poma na ye piano say pa ya de tutu you understand but and a crumach is free in the yes, and a matches no so what stop it. What you dwelling now within seconds a best shame you understand? And you start to say a cadet match factory. Near yan paddy. Now come Nkrumah and fugu. Share TV Africa opposite. When we're done, certain things you was to see, I'm saying the Amasa Lebanese force. Nkrumah's time, you see, it was a factory. Yeah, pam t-shirt. Your t-shirt.
Adama of
yes,
Africa.
Yes, yeah, t-shirt. Money. Idea na telephone. One buho. Into t-shirt papa bi. Singlet papa bi. Na machines are near the car at the time. Wow, sha. Obo say yes. Yeah, do a manya bread the Africa, bro.
Yanko food distribution.
And I know the cross was assassin. Also, go for about some could see warehouses. So, Musin was home. A blowback could upon them. Food distribution. And Nkrumah in time, also I said triangle. Into what by food distribution with no man as I saw ye, into 6 silos. Into Adriana ye Adriano, state can be. Into no banner bebano, ye bet added value near Kura. Into your cry, a do lenses in your castle lenses at Tama and one part train. Nanka ye near Tom Ama. In the silos now, we say BC industrial area, North Canadian. Any takra, any other areas are tinting concrete. No, some technology be so I say, I pond, a bura, a was here, and only a cooling system. No, and ya in such a way say, we be cry Adriano, Adriano, and say,
Mauramu pain, industrial area.
Yes.
Now, railway edas, saying that yeah. Now, we do not down what is some
yes.
Now, and from me, woman, me who be that.
Yes.
As a condition.
Yes. Yes. Technology be a necropono difficult to even implement.
You're telling me the Americans for
now. I'm fine. I'm crabby beer womb. I'm crabby beer womb. Right. Into food distribution, what Nkrumah did was say more Juma, and don't forget not African unity. Until now. People across the African continent, no, or moba, ebe Juma ha, because na Juma bu,
Ghana,
na Juma bu, Ghana ni bi also onye Juma no yakwadro, Juma bu, nti all Africa will be biara a openo na oba be ye Juma o Africa. You nim say we ye Burkina Faso, we ye Nigeria, we ye your friends Egyptian. No, we were all one, and na omo ye Juma under Kwame Nkrumah.
Yambra say yako, what's a chat on this? Nkrumah UP tradition and said the Ghana for and your margin.
The answer Ghana for your margin says so be a share so back can Ghana history, especially the antagonism between Kwame Nkrumah and UGCC. No, the buyer Nkrumah role play my Ghana in Africa as opposed to the JB Danquah and Nkrumah for play. Or more doing Nkrumah kitty say, and at the end of the say. They have been made to see Nkrumah as a bonsam. Yeah. Into a big bomb person backing Nkrumah in history, especially the MPP fraternity. They don't want to read about Nkrumah. Maybe all other African continent and universities are who yes, horse a Kessia Kessia, and become Nkrumah dinner dasso. Run about a Kessia, acquire Kessia. Into what I'm telling them, say, we should read about Ghanaian history and Kwame Nkrumah. They will see that he is the only selfless gentleman. Ayenya Ghana, and in fact across the African continent. Now can pay back. Indeed, now Nkrumah will pay a one-party system. And yes, none in a person community who say CPP no conform majority no sabe no education any high. And no person robo in the UGCC for the UP tradition no so learned nobody. It is Osmai Obisa Victor also say, whom can I get to become the vice president? Victor also calls Saba no be JB Danquah. Of course, Saba no say you. It is you I want to become my vice president. Fofi and Twata, and you too Nkrumah. Until Victor also was a UP, and can one and Nkrumah panel as vice. When you know but as we speak, you know, the generation of today, especially the NPP fraternity, they see Nkrumah as a monster. A day. In fact, Nkrumah fasted twice every week. Twice every week.
Were you fasting?
Yes. Twice every week. Till his death. Nkrumah fasted. Or say a known man and lifting. Nkrumah was a prayerful man. Our bomb pie Ghana. What the Ghana a soon see baby. Now another buy and 1st July. I Ghana soon obey free ho.
You must say 1st July.
Yes.
And the yes so kofa kan nyame e baaye. Yes so kofa bosom kan nyame de ba Ghana. Eti eno so no ye be say hia on 1st July and other issues. I think sir any day be we see hia bia no yɛbɛhyia ɛwɔ this issue ɛne yɛ factories ne ɛkwanya Ghana ɛbɛfa so a yɛbɛtumi abase on yɛda yɛwura asanita no ase sɛ ne ɔbaa ɛbɛka yɛ ho ɛwɔ Gumbe show dwumadie so ayɛwɔ de ɛka wo nkɔ anka yɛmpɔn nanso ɔdodo akɔnya ɔbaakɔfoɔ ntra so yɛde mu bɛsi aseda nkɔma yima no lewusu ɛne Big Mike Ralph Peter ɛne Elvis ɛne ɛdɔm no nyinaa Kofi the boy so ɔmo nyinaa boa yɛma ne dwumadie yɛde ɛsom media no Okuman Graduate Oheneba Boamah Bennie adodo me yɛn a Tuesday yɛtenkwamu a yɛbɛsɛhyia yɛ Gumbe show dwumadie so akram